tuatahi, ki ngā atua, ko ranginiwi rau ko papatuanuku, tēnā kōrua, me o rā ua tamariki, tēnā rakoutou. Ki te haukainga, Ngāti Maniapoto, tēnā rakoutou. Titohea te mau ngā tapu no ngā iwi katoa o Taranaki. Engari kei te noho au, kei te noho mātou ki Wakatu, he kaimanaki wai ahau mō Ngāti Koata Iwi Trust. Moawhitu wai Ararau is an extension of all the years of mahi gone by. To many people, whānau, members, partners, and especially our rangatahi, our rangatira Moapopo, who have given their time and energy in this kaupapa, we would like to take the time to acknowledge and thank you. Wai Māori for being the support that enables us to create these opportunities, these projects that heal both our people and our whenua. We thank you. Lastly, but most importantly, our kaumātua back home in Te Tau Ihu. We thank you for the love and support that you shower upon us. We hope to honour you and your pūrākau that you share with us, knowing that you do that to honour your tupuna. So in securing my mahi as a kaimanaki wai for Ngāti Koata Iwi Trust, it gave me the ability to create wānanga to teach our whānau how to identify cultural health indicators at Moawhitu Lake and wetlands by using mātauranga lens complemented with Western science with our partners Cordelle to enable each other to enhance what we're trying to do. Let me say it's been an absolute honour to fulfil this mahi. I'm going to pass it to Dan.
Tēnei te mihi kia koutou, ko taimane ki te tautoko te kaupapa tēnei hui. Ko tongiri o te maunga, ko wanganui te awa, wanganui te iwi, rauka o te iwi, ko Dan mō tōku ingoa. Kia ora to my team and all you guys, thanks for having us. And it's choice to get up here and talk about Moawhitu. It's been a primo journey, so I just thought I neglected to put a big map on to show you where Moawhitu is, and so you might need your phones with Google Maps or something. So Rangitoto ki te tonga, so D'Urville Island, it's off the top of Te Tauahu. If you look on your phones, it's out the top, and then at the top of that is Takapaurua, and that's where the tuatara are. So it's all Ngāti Koata land. Moawhitu specifically, down the western side of Rangitoto ki te tonga, halfway down is a dune impounded lake and wetland that's been severely degraded, a wahitanga, a mahangakai for all the tangata whenua that have lived there, and especially mana whenua Koata who's been there for a while now. So it's been severely degraded, and I just want to mahi to everyone really that I've met over the last couple of days. It's choice to connect with a whole bunch of people who are really all doing the same mahi, and we're all on the same path, and it's just choice to hear the strength with which you talk about your projects, and it's going forward. We've got to connect more, so no, thanks for that. Moawhitu, when we started this kaupapa to restore it, it was on the left. You'll see an old survey map that was done in 1916, and it acknowledged a little parcel of land on the 4 June that was access for mana whenua to use that as a mahangakai site. Obviously, it was a strong location for tangata whenua for a long time, and so the hydrology was still intact. It was still a lake wetland. Over time, the land became privatised, sold, milled, modified, cleared, eroded, and drained. And that same parcel of land for Koata doesn't actually reach the water now. And so when we got the land back, it came back to public conservation land in 2006. And part of the treaty settlement for Koata was to restore the customary harvest for the tuna eel fishery. And it was like, well, actually it's pretty buggered. There's not much there anymore. So let's restore the Māori and get it back again. So that's been the general sort of kaupapa for this project. At the south end, there's a repo of wetland There's a lake at the north, and when we first came on, it was pretty modified, pretty average water quality. You couldn't really see your hand, or you didn't really even want to put your hand in the water. The algal blooms were so bad. At the end of the wetland, the drains were there. It was all just tall fescue or grasses. And so we wanted to do a few things. We wanted to restore the Māori of the lake and wetland. We wanted to connect Koata back to this taonga site and improve the mātauranga and the capacity of our rangatahi and our iwi to go there. So how did we know where to go to if we didn't know where we'd come from? So we talked to kaumātua, and we extracted the knowledge of them growing up out there. This is Uncle Roma on the left. He's come out with us, done heaps of mahi out there, which is choice. Some of you might know Russ Parai, he's in the middle, our cousin from up Kōrero. He's come down quite a bit. He works as a scientist, and he's taken sediment cores, which we've used. And then, it's helped us direct to where we're going now with all the mahi that's happening now. I did also want to mihi to Pene Tiho, who has helped us get our way Ararau funding, who was at Koata just before he's moved on. So mihi to you, bro. That's cool. Where do we want to go to? And so out of that lake sediment core in the middle slide there, that sort of image is a sediment core from the bottom of the lake, which shows the sediments laid down over the last 1,000 years. So it goes through the periods of pre-human arrival in Aotearoa, to those first ancestors who came to sort of more modern day. It's a bit hard to interpret this map here, but this is all the pollen records that we've pulled out of that sediment core. Down in the bottom left, those dark green sort of indicators are that the catchment was like lots of New Zealand lowland. It was all tōtara potocarp forest, really emergent, really stable. And on the top right-hand corner, you see a lot of modification happening about 700 years ago. You can see a charcoal layer, raupo come in. Those are the first ancestors that came. And then up top right, a lot more exotic plants. So for us to get in a vision of our catchment restoration, we went back to this pollen record a lot. The first bit of mahi was to restore the repo, and we wanted to increase the water levels. So we tried a few times actually just blocking a few key drain points, but the drain flow was quite significant. So we actually got a consent to put a permanent drain block in with a fish passage design precast concrete structure. Hopefully one day we can remove that when our natural plant communities actually block up those channels naturally. But when I first started, we put this in around 2018, 2017. I could walk across all those paddocks. It was all exotic tall fescue grass. Pretty much there was a little bit of salt rush in there. We put that plug in 2019. I came back 6 months later and I was like, whoa, because the whole repo was covered in water. And on the right, 4 years after, we're getting a massive recovery of our repo. So what we're seeing on the right-hand side is, since we've raised those water levels, it's come up about 0.8 of a metre, 0.9. It's come up out of those drains, it's spread across, and it's killed all our exotic grasses and our sedge land, our pure, our raupo, our juncus species are all coming back, our manu's coming back, our invertebrates coming back. One of the coolest things I've seen down there, it was about 18 months after we plugged it and we had this recovery, was sitting there just on dark in November, and heaps of moths were hatching. It was just sort of the recovery of the wetland, and there was heaps of swallows eating them, and I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. They're flying a bit funny, and they were pika, they were bats. So the bats were eating the moths that were hatching from the wetland that were covered in rewe today. Yeah, primo. So that was pretty massive, and we have seen just those little tohu that have come out that you're like, oh, that's interesting. That's what would have happened in the past. So, and we're lucky on Rangitoto we haven't got any possums, we haven't got any goats, but we've got a large population of pika, long-tailed pika, and we're lucky with that. This is our rotoa. It was pretty smashed when we first arrived. So phosphorus from a lot of top dressing and stuff had accumulated in the lake, kicking off algal bloom cycles. This is a microcystis bloom from 2018, 2019. Since then, we've planted 120,000 trees in the catchment. With the whānau, we go out 3 or 4 times a year, trying to protect our sort of key erosion gullies and as well as natural regeneration. We've done a lot of work with kōrero on trying to fix this internally in the lake system, but we're trying to work externally with making sure the new inputs aren't coming in. We're seeing some amazing results. So when I first started, that Seki disc depth, the clarity of the water is about 2.23 of a metre. Last November, we got about a 1.2 metre Seki disc measure, and we've got all our macrophytes coming back. So these are all indigenous macrophytes, Potamgigidin, microcystis, Myriophyllum, and some ones in there I don't even know the name for. Our water sampling's been awesome. We're seeing a recovery of our improvement with water sampling. We do quite a bit every month. Top left was quite high levels of phosphorus, of nitrogen. When we first started back in 2017, 2018, it's come down. The trends are all coming down, and we're seeing some really cool improvements. We do a lot of taonga species monitoring. Tuna's our main focus, in terms of a few things. I suppose the goal is to one day put tuna back on the table, but to do that, we need those adult populations to be big. What we've noticed is since we've improved the structural habitat, we do a lot of whare tuna with our woody bundle augmentation in the lake for habitat. A lot of feed zones that are improving from the macrophytes. We monitor the juvenile recruitment, and we do our cultural health indicators every month with our hinaki. What we've noticed is the condition has come back a lot. So the condition of them when we first started was pretty average, but now there's plenty of kai for them, for their heke, and they are a lot healthier, but it's going to take quite a few decades, I think, for our adult population to recover to a level that we're happy to harvest. Obviously the trees, it's probably been one of the most awesome things for our whānau trips out there, has been our just combined effort. When we plant, we do a special technique where we're all tight together. We don't all go off on our own. We're real tight, like a little unit cruising along. We actually use a helicopter to spray the grass because we don't get out there much. It's really, it's 4 hours from Nelson Whakatū to get there, plus a barge, plus another hour on the boat. So, but we collect the seed from out there, we take it home, grow the trees, bring them back out. So even just getting the trees there is quite a mission. What are the tohu that we've seen? I know we haven't got long, but when we were planting that area there, just up from there, we were planting one day and we found some riwai. And no one's lived there for probably 100 years or over. And we think these guys have held on since the last mana whenua were there. And Cordelle here could maybe talk a bit more about that soon, but she's taking them on to the kaumātua and we've grown them on. With our rako, we collect our seeds from there, our te kakano from the site, grow it on, bring it back, and that survival's been amazing. We only really grow species that can handle being on their own without the deer browse. And on the right, the kuawa, the Shunaplectus, which is growing in the lake, is another indicator for us that the water quality is improving. One of the big things is just getting Koata whānau out there. We've had hundreds of people come out from our whānau, which is awesome, and we've seen a massive increase in just through them being there, just the ahika, the mātauranga knowledge of the landscape. Kōrero might just do you want to talk about this one?
Okay, kia ora. So yeah, a big part of our mahi is to actually eco-source seed from out there. Teach our rangatahi how to eco-source seed. We go back and we sow them, grow them, put them back in. The reason why is so that we can also harvest for our toi. Toi is, then we create our tukutuku panels, so we can tell another story later. The tukutuku also identify what's there and what should be there. It's also about putting Māori into the whenua and into the tangible pieces that you can touch later. yeah, so that particular tukutuku, we harvested the toitoi, you know, the toitoi, the kieke and harakeke. The raupo wasn't quite ready, but we'll be getting back into that next time we go out. But yeah, you know, it's the holistic picture. It's not just going out there and doing the mahi, but it's actually putting into other aspects of te ao Māori. And this is Cody. Cody's our rangatahi, one of our rangatahis. He's the only one that was able to come. The other ones were busy, but he loves tukutuku, and he's just going to say a little. Thanks. Right, ka pai. There's mihi, ka pai.
Kia ora te whānau. Ko taupiri te mainga, ko Waikato te awa, ko Waikato te iwi, ko Tainui te waka, ko Ngāti tahinga me Ngāti Maņapoto te hapu, ko Wahipā te marae me Kaitumetume, ko Clark me Margaret o Kutupuna te taha tōku matua, ko Martin me Heraparo o Kutupuna te taha tōku whaia, ko Te Whakara me Priscilla o ku mātua, ko Cody aho. Te hei, Mauri ora.
Mauri ora.
Thank you.
Ka pai, ka pai.
Yeah, thanks everyone. So yeah, we'll almost leave it there, but just wanted to mihi to everyone for all your mahi in this space, and for the future for us. Yeah, it's about getting more continuity, getting more complexity with that environment out there, restoring the Māori to a level, you know, that keeps us growing and growing and growing, and we're just going to keep learning about it. So getting rangatahi out there, getting kaumātua, getting that exchange happening. And if anyone's interested in more information on Moawhitu, we've got a virtual reality experience. It's called He Reo no Te Puihu, a voice from the dust, referencing those sediment cores that we took out. So kia ora, tēnei te mihi ki a koutou.